What's up YouTube, Capital G here, showing you guys a pretty incredible replay, and this one revolves around summoning Supreme King Dragon Zarc, that new incredible boss monster coming out in Maximum Crisis. Well, I mean, he's the cover card, so it's really like his set. But anyways, this showcases a way to easily get Zarc on board, and it's kind of done with a card that a lot of people have probably forgotten about. Like, this method should have been kind of obvious, but I would have never imagined it because you never really see Miracle Synchro Fusion played competitively. Now, this card does exactly what it sounds like it does. If you're unfamiliar with the card, it's basically a Miracle Fusion, but it does summon a fusion monster that has a Synchro as a requirement. Like, if the Synchro is part of the materials that you need to summon the fusion monster, then you can just go ahead and use this card, and it's not a very common condition. That's the reason why you never saw this card in competitive play. But if you have one of these, you basically can summon Zarc. And I know that there are some one card combos for Zarc. A lot of them are OCG only. This is a TCG play, so you will be able to do this immediately upon the release of Maximum Crisis, assuming that, you know, nothing in this gets like limited or banned or anything like that. Let me go ahead and roll it and show you guys how exactly this is done. And in this replay specifically, you guys are going to actually see two Miracle Synchro Fusions, and that's where shit just gets like really stupid in this deck. And I don't know, this seems like it has a little bit of potential. It's sure, or like it sure as hell is a lot easier than the one card Zarc play. Like, I know that only requires a Hero Lives and Stratos, but it requires you to run so much other like junk in your deck. Like, you have to run Lunar Lights and, you know, Polymerization and all this stuff that's just really not good. So basically, if you haven't identified how the combo is done, you're pretty much seeing it already. And of course, it's using Zaborg, the Mega Monarch, which is why, you know, he's got all these Monarch cards and whatnot. You guys know what Zaborg does. It's actually a really stupid effect, and it lets you get all of your pieces in the graveyard that you need to summon Zarc. And I don't think anyone had ever thought about that. The fact is, you could go through all the hoops of summoning a whole bunch of, you know, dragon monsters like Dragon Exceed and Dragon Pendulum and Dragon Few. You could do that. Or you could do what this guy just did. You basically tribute summon for, you know, your Mega Zaborg, and then Mega Zaborg activates, you blow your Zaborg up, and you basically just get to load up your graveyard with all the cards that you need to summon Zarc. And I think that method is a hell of a lot easier. And at the same time, guys, you actually get to fuck up your opponent. You guys know that Zarc, you know, you basically end up sending a bunch of cards from their extra deck as well, and you get to pick them. So a lot of times you can completely destroy your opponent's win. Like, if you activate this against Metaphors, you just take out all their Mithriums, and then they don't really have anything good in their extra. But you see right here, he sends his Dragon Fusion to the graveyard, sending Starving Venom. There's his Dragon Synchro right here, and Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. He'll also send two Xyzs, and both of them are Pendulum monster, so he can use, you know, one as the Exceed monster, and then he can use the other one as the Pendulum. And then, just to throw in a little bit extra spice, he actually sends Naturia Beast and Barkion to the graveyard so that he can make Naturia Exterio. And then all he really needs to do, now he's using Elder Entity Nethys, which we don't have in the TCG, but you see right here, all he has to do is activate Miracle Fusion, or activate Miracle Synchro Fusion. He banishes those 5 cards, or excuse me, those 4 cards, and bam, guys. I mean, Zarc is on the board. It is ready to go. He's going to activate the second one. That gets him Naturia Exterio, and I mean, outside of like Lava Golem shenanigans, it's going to be pretty damn hard to come back, you know, against a board like this, considering that, you know, Zarc can't be targeted, and it basically nukes your opponent's board. It does 4,000 damage. Naturia Exterio is, you know, a card that negates spells and traps, so it's pretty difficult to activate anything. Like, you're going to need some Kaijus or Utopia to Lightning or something crazy like that to basically counteract this board. So you guys let me know what you think. I just think that this play is really cool, being able to use Mega Zaborg and Miracle Synchro Fusion kind of together, because there hasn't been that many cool combos with Mega Zaborg, and we don't really have Elder Entity Nethys, but you really don't need this card to make use of this play. You know, basically just send a whole bunch of extra deck monsters, just make sure they're all dragons, you know, Exceed, Pendulum, Synchro, and Fusion, and then basically you have a 1 card access to Zarc. And at the same time, if you have any other copies of Miracle Synchro Fusion, then you can use them to summon, you ridiculous things like Naturia Exterio. Really cool combos, guys. And I will be posting the deck tomorrow for anybody who's asking, like, oh my god, Cap, you're such an a-hole. Why would you post this replay and then not show the deck? The deck will be coming tomorrow as well. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already.